So excited to have Jane Francisco here, the editor-in-chief of Chatelaine Magazine. It gives me goosebumps to hold a Chatelaine Magazine on International Women's Day because it does mean so much. This magazine has truly helped women mentor women. How important is that?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think mentoring other women and helping women move into leadership roles, and this is a big part of what we try to do in the magazine, but it's really important because changing the context is how we're changing our position in society.
Yes, and over the years, 85 years, yes. Chatelaine celebrates.
Yes, so we're very excited. One of the oldest magazines, and this year, for the first time in our whole history, we're the #1 magazine in Canada. So
I got a high five for you for that one. Thank you. Go girls. Not that guys don't read Chatelaine Magazine, because there's some great tips here, and Dirk Van Renesse, our floor director, constantly grabbing the recipes out of this magazine when Tina Barkley comes on. And Susie Wall with her style, our Chatelaine representatives. Yes. We love to have them on to give us the little tidbits. But of course, we always grab it from newsstands. Now, over the years, some of the women who have graced the cover of Chatelaine. Al, can we roll just some over the years? I don't even know where these start.
So this is our first cover, March 1928, 85 years ago this month. And here you can see how it's sort of an idyllic domestic scene, probably a scene that would never happen in real life, but there she is, the sort of cover model dressed in this lovely floral, it's hard to tell if it's a blanket or a dress, with the children playing.
Right at her feet.
Yes, absolutely.
All rosy-faced and clean hands.
And then here, this is from the 40s, and this really marked a time when women were getting back to work, and I think there's a sort of a war theme going on with this one, because of course the entire world was in that situation. And then here we are in the 60s, I believe, just smashing style, and this is sort of what Chatelaine's mandate is, and has been all along, which is reflecting women's needs and inspirations and lifestyles out at the moment.
It always feels like we're moving forward when we read Chatelaine. It's like, here's where we are today, and here's where we need to go. Yes. There's always that inspired sort of vibe, and you know, like Katie Lang on the cover.
Absolutely.
There was a time where that was shocking, right?
Well, and very inspirational to have her on the cover.
Right? One of the first truly positive out gay role models who said, you know what, I'm a lesbian and I love this, and I'm going to embrace my tomboy, and I'm still a woman, and here's who I am, at a time when it shocked people, and her music was the great equalizer, but gutsy for Chatelaine to put her on the cover.
Yes, yes.
So this is what we enjoy. I remember Chatelaine Magazine, I think I said, with my mom would buy it, and then we would discuss what was in the pages of it, and then my girlfriends and I would share it. Do you still find that it's all ages?
Yes, absolutely. So, and in fact, we often get feedback from women who say, I take my mom's, or women who write in and say, my teenage daughter keeps taking my magazine away. And so we really do try to hit all ages and stages. One of the things that we feel is that, particularly now, and as we move forward, women's age is less of a definer for us, I think. Women are staying more active and actively involved as they get older, and don't necessarily think of themselves as their age. No. So we try to address it that way. And at Chatelaine, we try to make every day extraordinary, find little inspirations and big inspirations to help you make your life better, easier, more stylish, more meaningful.
It works. You know? So. And I got to tell you, my mom is turning 75 in October, and she rocks more of the styles in Chatelaine Magazine than I do. I like the 10-minute recipes. In under 10 minutes, you can get these things done in a busy life. Thank you, Jane, for being here. I want to tell you that Jane is going to be up at Whistler Blackcomb. Yes. Briefly about the charity up there, such an important one.
So it's Kathy Barnett Leadership Luncheon, and this is really focusing on supporting women in leadership, and mentoring is the topic that we're discussing. And so I'm really excited about it. It's important to me. I'm going to be talking a little bit just about my own personal experiences in my career and so on, and it's about supporting women in roles in business, their own businesses, and like I said, I think changing the context is one of the best ways we can change our position here. So supporting each other through mentoring is really important.
One day, like Mary Tyler Moore didn't have to apologize for wearing pants on television, Jane, one day we won't have to explain why we're reaching the top of our respective businesses. Thank you so much for being here. We love having you visit anytime.
Thank you very much.
Russ Lacate, over to you to talk about the weather that Jane might see going up the
I was just going to say, that's a perfect segue. Thanks so much, Jane.